Yo, peace, what up YouTube? It's your boy Dre Lloyd, New Face, New Jersey. I am your host tonight at Straight Lace Media. And before we get started, make sure if you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tap that little notification bell. So every time we drop new material, you get notified about it first. And at the conclusion of this video, make sure you leave some comments in the comment section. Let me know if you agree with what I have to say. Let me know if you disagree, and let's keep this dialogue going. So tonight we are talking about 38 Spesh and his new record that he just got done dropping, which is a diss to Jadakiss, Fat Joe, and Jim Jones by the name of Fool's Mate. So if you guys don't know who 38 Spesh is, 38 Spesh is a rapper slash producer, label owner, entrepreneur from Rochester, New York. You might have heard him on collaborations with people like Benny the Butcher, Ransom, Conway the Machine, the whole Griselda movement. Once they started coming up, you definitely heard his name in the loop and in the circuit, and he's definitely respected for his lyrical ability. I'm not gonna lie, as a true fan, I definitely respect his pen. He, if I can be completely honest, is probably one of the nicest people that are out right now, bar for bar, hands down. And so he actually released a record last night. He released a record last night by the name of Fool's Mate. And he actually took some shots at Jada, took some shots at Fat Joe, and he took heavy shots at Jim Jones. Now, throughout the last couple months, there's been a little bit of rumors that were actually floating around on blogs. Different people were talking about, there's a possible tension. There were possible tension between Jada and 38 Spesh. Now, as of recent, 38 Spesh got on a few interviews, but one more notably than others was an interview he did with Bag Fuel, with Heineken, and damn, why am I forgetting his name? Anyway, he did an interview with Bag Fuel, and he was basically explaining how he felt as though Jadakiss was ducking him. Now, on Benny the Butcher's album, they did a song called Sunday School, and first of all, everybody on that record killed that record. But 38 Spesh pretty much pointed out the fact that after Sunday School took place, after the record took place with Jadakiss on it, that he reached out to Jada multiple times, not necessarily on, hey, listen, do me a favor with this verse, but he said that he approached him the right way, offered him money, in exchange for his services, and Jada, for whatever the reason, kept spinning them. He kept ducking them. He didn't want to do the record. Even though Jada didn't say that he didn't want to do it, he just assumed that he didn't want to do it, but he wasn't getting a clear answer. And so I guess he started to kind of get like offended by that. And so he recently had started to express, not only his frustrations, but some of the, I don't want to say doubts necessarily. I want to say more so disappointment. That's a better word. Disappointment in Jada, because he felt as though that Jada was ducking him. And he said he didn't really understand why. And he pretty much came to the conclusion that, Jada didn't want to get shown up on a record. Everybody knows, that, when it comes to lyrical ability, especially throughout the course of time, Jada is always, as he self-proclaims, he's top 5 dead or alive. And which I can agree, because I haven't heard anybody ever say that Jadakiss's verse on any song that we've ever heard was actually corny. And so because of that, 38 Spesh pretty much just, again, expressed his frustration, and he pretty much called him out on it. And so afterwards, Jada, on his freestyle called The Aroma, it was just like a little freestyle. He shot like a video. You can look at it on YouTube. I think he was on the set, or it might have been like a break in between his podcast with him and Fat Joe. And he took some shots. He didn't say his name, but people looked at it more so as he was taking shots at 38 Spesh. And now we have Fool's Mate. Fool's Mate came out last night. Today is the 25th of July, so it came out on the 24th. People knew about it. I think that 38 Spesh released some videos on Instagram, pretty much saying, hey, listen, not saying directly, but, throughout his clips, he basically was letting people know, like, look, this record is coming. Y'all go ahead and get ready for it, and this is what it's going to be. Now, honest thoughts. The beat is fire. The beat is fire. The production is tough, and his lyrical performance on that record is it's fire. Like I don't really have anything negative to say outside of the fact that I kind of wish that, we're expecting, well, I'll say this. I was expecting a heavy, like, record against against Jada. He kind of talked about Jada towards the end. He made a comment about Jada being Fat Joe's little man, and I think that, you know, outside of that, that was pretty much kind of the most that he actually said about Jada, which is a little bit disappointing as a fan. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he already expressed, now Jim Jones, he expressed, you know, he does what he does. You know, Jim also finds himself inserting himself in conversations where, to be quite honest, nobody was even thinking about him. Like, and I'm just being honest, like when it comes to Jim Jones being somebody who's respected for his lyrical ability, like I've never heard anybody say anything about like Jim Jones being like, yo, Jim Jones is nice. Like if I had to put him up again, like I've never heard Jim Jones even discussed or even thought about when it comes to that. Not saying that he's not a good artist, but, you know, I digress. Jim Jones pretty much, you know, made a comment about 38 Spesh and said, they're saying, yo, Jada, man, go ahead and leave him alone, man. Don't do it to him, pretty much, and you know, don't do it to him. And he pretty much inserted himself in the conversation, basically saying that, you know, he would wash him too, you know, lyrically, which is the farthest thing from the truth. I don't know if he was on dust. I don't know if he was drunk, high, or both. All the above. I don't know what Jim was thinking, but sometimes I feel like he was trolling, but sometimes I do feel like he like feels himself a little bit too much. But outside of that, he pretty much, and when I say he, I'm talking about 38 Spesh now, already said that Jim Jones was garbage. He doesn't even need to be talking, you know? And so that's the reason why I was like kind of like disappointed, because it didn't seem like 38 Spesh even, you know, respected Jim Jones' pen. And to be honest with you, I really don't either. When it comes to just straight bars, I don't think I've ever heard like a Jim Jones verse that I've like recited back and was like, damn, like he really killed that. But outside of that, I was just more so disappointed that, you know, he focused the majority of that record of Fool's Mate is what I'm talking about, on Jim Jones. Because if you listen to all of the verses, he's pretty much talking about Jim Jones, how he's trash, you know, about how his background is in question as far as like, you know, whether or not he was authentic in the streets, I guess, or whatever. And also, you know, made some jokes about him joining the gang at 37 or whatever, which I thought was, you know, was kind of funny. But I just felt like, you know, I really want to see him and Jada really get into it, because I feel like him talking about Jim Jones is like a grown man slapping like a 10-year-old upside the head. It's nothing that a 10-year-old is going to do to somebody who's like a grown man. Like it's kind of like, to me, it was kind of like a waste. And it was kind of like again, I felt like it was a disappointment. Of course, Jim Jones is going to jump out the window because it seems like he likes attention. You know, he's going to jump out the window and probably, you know, drop a freestyle or a response that nobody's going to care about, to be quite honest. But he did, again, open up the door and he said Jada's name. And even though it was a slight jab at Jada, it wasn't, I don't know if it's going to be enough. It could be enough. I could be wrong. But I'm not too sure if it's going to be enough for Jada to actually like go all the way in and respond, you know, the way that we want him to. And I could be wrong. Personally, I want to see that happen. When you think about Jada, I'm thinking about what he was going back, you know, when he was going back and forth with Beanie Siegel. We already know what he can do. We already know what he's capable of. And it seems as though that, you know, Jada over the years has just gotten better, you know, with time. There's certain artists that decline over time, and there's certain artists that age like wine. Like the more time that goes on, it's like the more craftier they get, the sharper they get, and they just get better. Jada's one of those guys, point blank period. But we cannot act like 38 Spesh isn't a slouch either. I'm not saying that he's in his prime. I'm not saying he's past his prime. I'm really not too sure. I know 38 Spesh is a little bit older. Not older than Jada, but he's not young. So, and he's been doing this for a long time. Him, Benny the Butcher, Conway, Westside Gun, all those guys, Ransom, another one, has been doing things for a long time, even though they might not have been on the mainstream. So to sit here and say that 38 Spesh is going to be a walk in the park for Jada, I don't believe that one bit. And it's not going to be easy for either one of them. I think that if I had to kind of give my 2 cents or my you know, just give my opinion on why I think that he kind of like took it light on Jada, I think that it was more so just to say like, hey, listen, I said your name on the song. What do you want to do? And I think that right now, like, the ball is in Jada's court. I think that because Jada didn't really say too much and Jim Jones was actually more vocal in his interviews about actually like downplaying 38 Spesh. We don't hear Jada talk. I never heard Jada actually talk about 38 Spesh, about everything, you know, in the midst of everything that was going on. Like I said, again, he dropped a bar or two on Aroma. People assumed that was talking about Spesh, but I think that now it's kind of like, okay, listen, this is for the record. I said your name. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's up. It's like, it's, you know, whatever you want to do, let's do it. But don't sit here and say that I didn't say your name or I was beating around the bush. He pretty much came straight and direct, which is, again, I think it's like, hey, listen, man, I feel like he really was saying, listen, bro, what you want to do? You want to do this or you don't? You don't want to get on the song. Let's forget all the speculation. Let's forget all the subliminals and stuff like that. If we want to do this, then let's do it. And so now everything is in Jada's court. And I do truly hope that, I don't think he's going to play around anyway, but I hope Jada don't sleep on him. I hope that Jada doesn't sleep on him. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm definitely going to sit on the sidelines. I hope to hear something, you know, that's dope from both sides. I hope that, you know, whatever the outcome is, it just stays, you know, on record, of course. But I'm going for Jada personally. I don't know what 38 Spesh can do. You're talking about mixtapes that Jada was, you know, coming at and destroying, you know, 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks and all them dudes or whatever. Like, he was just ripping dudes to shreds. Like, we've already seen what he can do. Battle tested, has endurance, and will keep going, and it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna let up. I don't know if 38 Spesh is just gonna come out with a, you know, one song, you know what I'm saying, about Jada, if he's gonna exhaust all the ammo that he has, you know, about him on one song, or might not necessarily be able to follow up with a second or a third one based off of what Jada does. We don't know. You know, anybody can come out strong, but to continue to fight and everything else or whatever, we don't really know what that outcome is going to look like. But, you know, when it's all said and done, man, what do you guys think about that? What do you think is going to happen from this point on with Fool's Mate, you know, out there circulating on the internet, and with Jada's name actually being said and marked on the record? Do you think that 38 Spesh is going to wash him, or do you think that Jada's going to come back and smack him around and come out victorious like he did with everybody else? Except for Beanie Siegel, though. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Beanie Siegel won that, but that's outside of the point. Yeah, so tell me what you guys think, man. Are you guys looking forward to the battle? Do you think it's going to be a waste of time? Do you think that Jada's even going to respond? Or do you think that he's pretty much in another space right now, to the point where it's like, hey, listen, I'm doing this podcast thing, I'm making money. You know, I'm not really worried about you. Do you think he's going to pull that card, or do you think he's going to hop in the ring and do exactly what we know him to do? Leave a comment in the comment section. Again, Dre Lloyd, New Face, New Jersey, Straight Lace Media. Follow us on Instagram at Straight Lace Media or Dre Lloyd Online. That's DRELLOYD Online. Leave comments in the comment section, please. I do want to know what you guys think about what's going on. I'm excited. Point blank period. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. But again, get at me. Dre Lloyd, New Face, New Jersey, Straight Lace Media. Peace.